Oh, I need the link. Shit.
By the way, I just took the mic off so they can hear you.
Hi, guys.
Still getting set up, and just give 1 second.
You can put it on.
Oh, well, they can see you struggle.
Yeah, they can watch me struggle.
Alright, and we're live, I guess. As soon as I go back and make sure that the webcam is actually doing what it's supposed to.
Don't forget the YouTube part. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're working on it. Okay, here it goes.
Work webcam. You were working just fine yesterday. It was a problem today.
It's a sad face.
Ooh,
Devontae broke it.
I didn't break it. I know what to do. There. As I said, I know what to do. Say hello.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Allison. If you don't remember me from yesterday's episode, I'm so glad to have you here. And today we're making pumpkin pie. I'm gonna struggle here for just a minute while I advertise myself to Facebook.
Oh, you got any followers?
Thank you so much for following me. I really appreciate it. That's so sweet. Thank you so much.
The person's name is Helios Assassin.
Oh, I love that name. That's so cool. I'm so unoriginal compared to these guys. I love the names. Give me a second. Hi, welcome to the stream. That's my hubby in the background getting his own food.
It's me, David.
It's me, David. Hi, David. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna wait just a couple minutes, so hopefully we get more people. I'm like trying to advertise at Facebook right now and be like, watch me, please.
Don't mind me, I'm just fixing myself food.
And he's fixing his lovely wife food too.
Maybe.
Probably not. Sorry, give me 1 second. Yay!
Also,
Everybody
excuse my
watch
house
me.
robe. I'm not in
He's in a state of comfort.
I
am. Bear with me. Hi. Love you too, Molly. Poophead. You're so cute. I love you guys. Give me a second. Why is this being dumb? Hold on. Pumpkin pie night.
If you don't mean, I'm going to expire to my office unless further assistance is needed. In which case, I'm literally 1 shot away.
Literally. As yesterday proved.
1 shot away.
Since he was bothering me all day yesterday.
I'm terrible.
Yes, you're just such the worst.
Also, I'm missing my robe's belt. I have no idea where that is.
I know where it is. It's in a box.
Nice. Alright. Since I don't want to be flashing people my bare chest, I will
Gosh, how naked. Jeez. I'm clean. Thank you, though. Keep me up, though, Molly, because it still helps for my viewership, but I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, hopefully... they say hi.
Who says hi? I
My
came
love.
back anyway because...
Oh my god, you just broke a fork.
No, I broke...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Prong with 1 fork.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 3-fingered.
So his meat always ends up to be like harder than a rock.
Ha.
Feel sorry for me. That's what I have to eat tonight.
My meat ends up harder than a rock, Allison. Phrasing is very important.
What if I did that on purpose?
Well, it's supposed to be some kind of PG, maybe.
Oh, is it supposed to be PG?
I don't know. You're the one that sets these things.
Because I'm not a PG person. This isn't a PG realm.
Well, I need parental guidance. Where's the cheese? Oh.
Gosh, Devontae, just wait a...
I'm sorry, I'm crashing the stream, but I'm hungry.
Look what I gotta deal with,
Jesus.
guys. Oh my god, yeah, just totally knock over all of my baking stuff. Yeah.
I've also tried to do this while not, like, exposing myself to people. So I'm, like,
it's just your chest. Oh my god.
People get banned for that.
Do they really?
Yes, they really do. Twitch doesn't play around with that kind of thing.
Whoa, well, get that out of my stream then. Sidekick.
Let me get my cheese and leave.
Yeah. Thanks for the dinner.
You're welcome. I have no idea how it tastes.
Let's find out.
Ooh, I can add sriracha to it.
I just stole food.
Yeah, it's a good thing you
Thank
did it before
you,
sriracha
Helios.
is added.
I appreciate it.
Because you're spice intolerant.
That's not very nice. Your
Yours?
face is spice intolerant.
You have the, like, spice tolerance.
He's so mean to me.
Young white woman, what you are.
Oh, it's usually only girls' bare chest that gets banned. Yeah, way to go, Devontae.
Oh, well, let me flash you. No.
Thank you so much for hosting me. I appreciate it.
Also,
Yay.
I will be in the stream, just in the chat, not physically there.
Okay.
Bye.
Well, we're going to do pumpkin pie today. I'm so excited. And the cheesecake that I made yesterday. Let me show you how that looks today. Yay! My cheesecake yesterday turned out perfect. There's a little bit of cracking, but that's about to get maple glaze with pecans topped over it. I'm going to make that while my pumpkin pie is in the oven. I'm going to show you like a quick recipe to make to go over top. I don't really care like when cheesecakes look like that because they still taste really good. And it's just more effort. If you want to stop the cracking, you have to make sure you put it in a water bath, which means you need an oven bag. And that was just something that I really didn't want to put in because it doesn't bother me. Also, another thing you could do is just take it out a little sooner than what I did. I like to keep it in the oven to make sure it cooks all the way through, even just by leaving the door open a crack. You can see yesterday's like a ridiculously long stream for that. But thank you so much for being with me, guys. I really appreciate it. Let's see here today. Hearts and hearts. Sorry. Gotta give you a heart back. Oh no. We're a strange hashtag heart. Alright. So I'm going to put this away for now, the cheesecake from yesterday, and get started on the delicious pumpkin pie recipe. I'm so excited. I love my modified version of pumpkin pie. Let me get all my stuff out. Sorry, I got home late today from work, so unfortunately I didn't have too much time to set up today. So that's why I don't have the recipe up yet, but I will work on the recipe tonight and get that up for you guys. Hopefully that doesn't fall. If you missed yesterday's stream, this is my new house. I finally have a kitchen to bake in. I'm so excited. That makes me so happy. Oh, I know. Pumpkin pie. And I'm going to give you a couple options. Even if you don't like pumpkin pie, the way I'm going to show you today, you're really going to like it. Because it's usually I found that it's just one ingredient that people don't like in pumpkin pie. That's the sour cream. I'm not a big fan of sour cream. My parents never put that on anything or put it in anything growing up. So it's not something, same with mayonnaise. It wasn't a staple in our house and it didn't go in on anything. So now I can taste it. So a good substitute is non-fat Greek yogurt. I get vanilla flavor because I don't care for the plain, but you can just get any brand. It's this is just gonna be good, but it's the same exact like consistency of cream cheese, or not cream cheese, sour cream. Thinking about yesterday's stream, not today's. Focus, 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 Allison. If you missed yesterday's stream, I'm Allison. I'm sometimes sassy, like this much. I'm actually massively, massively sassy all of the time. Aww. What is she allergic to? Hopefully not pumpkin. That would be sad. What's your girlfriend allergic to? I could probably try to find a workaround for you. Unless she's allergic to pumpkin, then that would be hard. But if it's like a particular ingredient, I could try to. Well, pumpkin spice is actually a mixture of all different spices. So pumpkin spice that you buy in the store, it has, if you read the ingredients, it's cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspice, and it has some like sulfuring agents in it. So if I were you, I would see what she's exactly allergic to. Now, if she's allergic to the spices in there, like cinnamon or like nutmeg, I know some people have allergies to stuff. You can try to see what she's not allergic to. I have all the breakdown right here of everything in there. So whatever she's not allergic to, you can put in there. Oh no, you're allergic to nuts? I have pecans in my recipe, but you can just take out the pecans. Is your nut allergy like allergic to, is it all the way including like allspice and nutmeg and things like that? But yeah, usually there's a good workaround like for allergies. That's why I like being able to make things myself. If I don't like a particular ingredient, I'll take it out, or it allows me to add other stuff that I do like. For pumpkin pie, David, I would just recommend finding what she's allergic to and just like taking it out. Because if she's allergic to, let's say, the cinnamon, but she's not allergic to ginger, allspice, nutmeg, and cloves, you're still going to have a really good pumpkin pie. You can just take out that ingredient, or, vice versa, like whatever ingredient. So it just depends exactly what she's allergic to. But I understand, like, allergies are nothing to joke about. I have friends who are allergic to like peanuts, and it's hard. I love you, girl. I know. It's still sad though. Don't die on me, girl. I love you. I need you. Oh, then that's perfect. You can use all of the other spices then. So you can make this recipe and use cloves, allspice, cinnamon, and nutmeg. And just leave out the ginger. And don't make the ginger snap part. Like, don't make the ginger snap crust, obviously. I'm actually doing a dual layer today, so it's going to be an all butter crust. So that's going to be like flour, and you would just do the floured crust, and then make the filling and put it in. When you make it, don't do the ginger snap crust, because I don't want your girlfriend to be sick. That would suck. So, no ginger. Yay, I'm so excited. I haven't made pumpkin pie in my new house yet. Exactly, you're my assistant. You're not allowed to die. Please don't die. I would be very sad. Sorry, I just got a notification. I'm texting more people to get on my stream. Tell everybody, be here or be square. Sorry, I just want to make more people get on and watch me so I can have all the views and stuff. Okay, I'm going to finish getting set up here real quick. Don't forget, I have a Q&A session, so put any questions that you have for me in here, and while I'm going through and working, I'm going to answer your questions. So anything that you have to ask me, please do. Yay, I have 7 viewers! I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. If you missed me the other day, I'm Allison, the Sassy, sometimes Baker. Please ask me anything you want, and I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Let me quickly wash out my bowl here, else it's not gonna be a good pumpkin pie. I was telling them I got off of work a little late today, unfortunately. All of the problems. Yay. 'Tis the time of year for problems. Oh no. Oh my god, that's crazy. I'm so sorry that they did that to you. Hopefully not. I heard that another area was affected too, like one of our customers, one of our tire industry customers, they're getting their electricity cut off too. So they won't even be able to do business. But thank you so much for getting on. Yay! Hi, Sally! But anyway, that's crazy. You take care. I love you, Molly. Tell me when you're back on. Make sure you're safe. Hi! Welcome back. Love you guys. Alright, so pumpkin pie time. So excited. Because guess what? Ginger snaps. And of course, you have to test the product to make sure it's yummy. Isn't that right? Yeah. My cat is lurking, wondering what I'm doing and who I'm talking to. I often wonder. So, if you missed yesterday's recipe, thank you so much for following me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yay! Oh, I love it. Oh, a pumpkin spice muffin. That's what I'm making tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. If you can make it, please do. Pumpkin muffins are my favorite, and they're so easy to make, and they taste better than the Panera ones. Just saying. So, hi, love. So yes, be here. Pumpkin muffins, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm going to force myself to get up to do it. Just kidding. I do love to sleep in on the weekends, but I'm so excited. Like my streaming, I'm so excited. This is my second stream, if you didn't know from yesterday. And I'm somewhat sassy occasionally. So thank you so much for joining us. And we're making pumpkin pie today. Ginger snap. Murray's ginger snaps are delicious. Make sure you find ones with good crunch, no matter, I know Murray's isn't sold everywhere, unfortunately. So just make sure you get ones with a really good snap to it, or else it's not gonna be a good crust. But there's also 2 parts to our crust tonight, so that's pretty cool. And I'll show you about that in just a minute after I find everything. Alright, here's my flour. And can't forget the brown sugar, because that would be so sad. If you're just joining, don't forget to ask any questions in here. I'm somewhat knowledgeable. I like to think, after doing this for a little bit of time, but I don't have a license or anything. I'm no 3-star Michelin chef, but I keep myself fed and my husband fed, so that's gonna count for something, right? Like a little bit, hopefully. Credentials. We're not dead. Yay. So please ask me any questions that you have. I will be more than happy to answer for you, or I will find out if I don't know. Alright, so like I said, today is pumpkin pie, but we're doing a 2-layer crust. So it sounds strange and complicated, but it's really not. Pretty much we're making a butter crust that goes on the bottom, and then a ginger snap crust using ginger snaps and all kinds of yummy goodness to go in. Yay! Thank you so much for following me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here, guys. You are amazing, and I love you guys so much. Pumpkin pie day. I'm so excited. So I'm going to shut up now and show you guys the recipe, because I'm pretty sure that's why you tuned in, and a little bit of sass to go along with your viewing pleasure. So, with that being said, always make sure you have your things clean. We moved recently, so it's kind of like a toss-up whether things are clean or not. Where's my taste sample from yesterday? Oh, Sally. I did decide to go with the maple pecan glaze, and as soon as I put this in the oven, I'm going to show you. It's so easy. Anybody can do it. It's really easy. It takes like a few minutes. You melt down butter. You put maple in there. You put some powdered sugar in there. You stir it around. You chop up some pecans. Put them in. If you're allergic to pecans, don't put pecans in there then. And then you just spread it around on the cheesecake, and it'll taste super yummy.
I'm allergic to sharing. What do you suggest?
I suggest you get over it, because I'm going to eat it anyway. This guy.
By the way, I'm on the phone with your mother-in-law.
Hi, Mom. Yes, that is my husband. He is who I sass the most, if you can believe it. He has to put up with me sassing, which is actually kind of funny. Yay! Making a mess. Love it. So I just put in flour the other day, and apparently it's like overflowing. So always level out your flour. I just go make sure all the gaps are filled in the back. Go back and tap on it to make sure it gets all in there, and then level it off. And then that's 1 cup of flour, and then 1/4 a cup, which disappeared right in front of me. Aww. I don't actually have a camera stand yet, unfortunately. It's just we bought a camera, like Logitech one that goes on top. But unfortunately, because I'm on the counter, it kind of wobbles um when I'm baking, or like when it's up here. So I'm going to try to find a more permanent solution this weekend. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, because I know my internal camera won't be able to do it. Oh yes, my tech guy, also AKA my husband, it should be Dava the Sage tech guy slash husband. um, he's the one who can help answer that. I'm terrible with technology, which is ironic because I'm streaming. um, oh, I already got it put in here. All right, so same thing. We're gonna level off our fourth of cup. Get it nice and leveled. Whee! Into here we go. Yay! I love all butter crust. I think it's a super yummy. If you missed yesterday, I had an alarming experience, aka my smoke detector went off. So we're not sure what happened there. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't happen again today, because that would be obnoxious AF. That does not stand for Allison. Yeah, where's my taste? Devontae doesn't get a taste sample. That's ridiculous. Oh, all-purpose flour. It's 1 1/4 cup. I'm gonna put up the recipe as soon as I'm done with the stream. I'm gonna get it all written up and post it. But for now, this is just 1 1/4 cups of flour. We're going to do. I'm actually gonna melt this just like a little bit. It's already pretty soft, but you don't want it like too melty, or else you're gonna have to put it in the refrigerator, which we can do. I mean, we got time, right? So yeah, unsalted butter is what I'm using. 1 stick of unsalted butter. So for this recipe, if you double it, it makes it's enough to make like 2 pumpkin pies. I don't cover my pumpkin pie with pie dough. You can do that. That's an option. Like I just don't prefer that because I like to do a ginger snap crust on top, and it's super good. Oh, I love it. So yeah, all-purpose flour, unsalted butter. Um, we're gonna put a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar in here. Whee! 1/2 teaspoon. Look, and I'm using my actual teaspoon. Ah, so cute. Look, on here it has a teacup. Oh man, my stupid camera. See, this is why I need a better camera when we shop for it. But it has a teacup on it. There you go. Now you can see. See the teacup. And a teacup handle. It's so cute. And then it's like it's pouring in. It's adorable. I know. Oh my gosh, I have so many cute ones. I have it's sort of my thing is to collect these sort of things because I'm obsessed. I have snowflake ones for the winter time. So for my stream in the winter, I'm going to use these guys. And at Pier 1 Import, I bought the Nutcracker ones. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. Look how cute this one is. It's a big one. And I even have snowman one. See, look at my snowman. These are so cute. I love the snowman ones. So I'm a huge. My husband says I'm not allowed to put any more in the house. Can you believe him? Feel sorry for me. She's so me. Yeah, that's right. Look at him saying I cannot have no more. It makes me very sad. Yay! Thank you. I love them all. They are. Thank you. Oh my gosh, they are adorable. I'm obsessed. And I just love I love the pun teaspoon, and they made like actual tea, like a tea theme out of it. As soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to buy that. I was just like, I was shopping randomly with my friend, and oh, I found this really cute one. It's a beehive, and I gave it to my mom because she has like a set of like beehive cups that I gave her for Christmas one year, and it's so cute. Ah! Oh, the pool's on the bubble wrap. Yes. Off topic, but my coworker like randomly surprised me with like the bubble yesterday that you can for packing where you can like pop them and annoy all your coworkers. Today everybody was in the office, so pop, pop. I got to annoy my coworkers today. Life goals right there. So that was funny. So that's exciting. So we already have the half teaspoon of sugar. We have the flour in here. Let me get the salt because it vanished back to the cabinet. Yay! Salt. All right, half teaspoon of salt. Again, you can double the recipe. And I'm using my kitty spoon. Love it. All right, then this guy can go back for a little bit. So I don't like to waste dishes. So what I use to level off, I'll always use like the hilt of my knife just to give it a stir whenever I'm doing cookies or baking. Because I'm infamous for using like 9,000 dishes while cooking, and I often get in trouble with Devante and my parents when I lived with them for a long time. Because poor and college kid. I did. I put the sugar in. I know. Oh, if you missed yesterday, I forgot to put sugar in my cheesecake. Ironically, I love it. But like I was saying yesterday, with baking, this is why I love baking. Everything can be fixed. So with baking, what I'm going to do today is make a maple glaze, a maple pecan glaze to go over top of the cheesecake. It's going to cover up the imperfections, and it's going to provide the sugar that should have gone in there. So like when you take a bite, it's just going to flow, and it's going to be delicious and yummy, and I will actually like it too. Yay! So that's a first. I'm excited because I don't normally like cheesecake. It's not. I'm really good at baking them. I don't like them. It's ironic and I just blasphemy according to my husband, but it's like pumpkin pie. Like I love taking recipes. I love challenging myself, taking recipes I don't like and making them perfect. Or making them so I do like with the case of today. So it's kind of those things that make me happy, that challenges me. Somebody asked me yesterday how long it took me to get the hang of baking. It does take me a while with new recipes to get the hang of it. Cheesecakes, things that I don't normally work with. Pies, I do now, but after college, when I was doing more and more baking, it's just things that I played with that I wasn't comfortable with, and it's just something that relaxes me, getting something right that you don't normally eat or you don't normally do. So it's always like the awesomeness when everyone around you loves it. Oh, poor Sally. Look, girl, I'm teaching you right here. It's okay. Circle of trust here. I'm not gonna let you fail. I got you, girl. You're gonna work through your baking issues. I got you. All right, so there's the sugar in here, half teaspoon of salt, 1 1/4 cups flour. I'm reading my menu that's on my whiteboard so that I don't forget anything this time. Like yesterday, that's embarrassing. We're gonna do the 1 stick of unsalted butter, and then we're gonna do 90 milliliters, which is a quarter and half of a quarter cup of cold water. So when you double the recipe, so I'm cutting a recipe in half. When you double it, it's 3/4. So this is just the best way to do it. So 3/4 cold water. Cold water. Half the cup of quarter. Super scientific right there. Well, that's what I love about baking. You don't have to be precise, and even if you mess up, it still tastes pretty good. I mean, unless you fail badly like I did one time, but most of the time, they're good. So what I'm doing with my butter is I'm making sure that it's cutting well. You want it soft enough to be able to like work. So it's easily sliding through. It's not too hard. You really want to make sure that it's like spread, like not to a spreadable. Actually, yeah, almost like you want it to be able to spread easily. That way you don't have to like fight with it. So I'm gonna just zap this for like 2 seconds in the microwave. Just enough to get a little bit softer as I disappeared in my microwave. Get in. I don't bake as much for my mom. I want to. Definitely, my mom actually didn't teach me to bake. She doesn't bake that often, but she's gotten more baking experience in the last few years. Ooh, that sounds so good. I love marmalade. Oh, I'd love to see pictures. Marmalade is so good. What flavor was it? You said it's a winter marmalade, so like cranberries and jam. What was in there? That sounds so good. Yay, perfect. I just melted it a little bit, so you still see that it's clumpy, but it's going to be a lot easier to work with because with all butter crust, you need the butter to be, it's kind of a fight. Like you don't want it completely melted or else it'll turn really greasy, but you don't want it like hard as a rock either. So you just kind of want to find a good in-between balance. Yay! Ooh, that sounds so yummy. Orange ginger spice marmalade. What'd you put it on? Toast? Crumpets? What did we put it on? Scones. Ooh, that'd have been really good too. I love scones. I think I'm gonna do like a whole chocolate chip week and do chocolate chip scones. Those are one of my favorites. I'll probably be eating all of them. So I'm so excited. Food. So I'm just mixing my ingredients together. It smells really good. I love all butter crust. I'm just making sure I don't see any flour. Here, I'll try to put this down a little bit so you can see. I also got to work on the lighting this week. to make it a good setup here. So I'm gonna show you guys attempt. It's just nice and flaky. We're looking for like a good flaky texture here. Ooh, so yummy. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. And I do like to sing to myself a lot while baking. Usually when I bake, I'll have like music on and I'll be singing to myself. And if it's I like the line dance, so if it's a line dance song, I'll start like the line dance while I'm baking, and I get super off task because I'm line dancing instead of baking. So then I have to circle back around and figure out where I was. Hi! Thanks for joining my stream. I appreciate it. We're talking about yummy crust right now. I'm making an all butter crust. It has 1 1/4 cups of flour and 1 stick of softened butter. It's a half teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of sugar and 90 milliliters, which is 1/4 and half of 1/4 cup of water that's cold. It tastes really good. But you didn't see that. I know, I'm sorry. I know. I make myself so hungry when I bake. It's terrible. I'm like, even if I eat beforehand, I'll be like snacking on it. I'm like, Of course, you gotta taste it to make sure it's not poisoned. That would be terrible if you didn't taste it first and made sure it wasn't poisoned. But you see how it's like sticking to my finger? That's like a perfect texture right there. So we get to be messy. I'm so excited. On my new countertops. But I'll do the other stuff first. Yes, an eighth. So thank you. That was the word. I was like, is it an eighth? I did fractions. I did math a long time ago in school. Yes, I make 2 pumpkin pies because you can like double the recipe and it makes 2 pumpkin pies. I do that during Thanksgiving and for Christmas dinner, and it's gone. My parents love it. My siblings love it. Although I use like ginger snaps, like I'll cut ginger snaps in half. You'll see me do it in a little while if we get to that point. If I'm not busy chatting your ear off. So we will. I cut them in half, and then as soon as like it comes out, you put them on the crust, or you put them on the top, and like you make it cute, and then like you put foil over it, and when you're ready to eat it, they turn like really soft, like the crispy ginger snaps will turn soft from the moisture and the heat, and it kind of like cook, like it just makes it so tender, and it like melts in your mouth. And my brother will sit there and pick them all off, and it drives me fucking insane. I can't stand it. But my brother, he's ridiculous. Love him.
Language.
Please don't get offended. I like to use words that sometimes aren't seemly. Or as my mother says, watch your mouth, Allison. I'm 29 on Tuesday. It's like, I don't want to watch my mouth. But I will. Okay. So before we make a mess, I'm going to do the other parts of the crust so I can get that in the oven, which I'm going to go ahead and preset to also make sure I take out this from yesterday. Just kidding. I completely forgot I had the water bath from my cheesecake in there still. That's okay. I got it fixed. Oh, let's see here. Bake. This on. So one thing I harped about yesterday for a while was knowing your oven and how well it heats up or how well it doesn't heat up. Um, you can burn things really, really, really fast. Like if it's bad. So especially for things like cookies and things like that. So I set it at kind of like a lower. I put 315 because I'm still getting used to this. Like I just moved in. This is only the third thing I've cooked in my oven. So I'm still kind of getting used to the time, like to the temperature settings, and I don't want to um I don't want to burn my house down, and I don't want to burn when I'm baking because that would suck. Uh, yes, I do bake the crust blind. I put a mask over it. It's like Zorro. No, just joking. No, what I do, is a really good question. Everybody has their own. Because this is like, it gets so, you don't even really see it. I don't care too much about appearance because it's not something that it goes on the top or anything like that. For this one, and because it's a dual layer crust, which means I'm putting the ginger snap over top of it, like once it bakes. So I'll roll it out. You'll see me do in a minute. I want to roll it out, put it in my pie dish, which I will grease in a minute. So I'm going to put the butter crust in here. I'm going to, pull it up all the sides, make sure it's in. Then I'll put it in the oven for a few minutes, and then I'll take it out once it kind of once it's like a little bit firm and kind of baked. But I don't, and I'll poke forks in it. I don't do the beans that some people do. You can do a whole bunch of different things. I don't do a lot of pies, to be honest. It's something I've still got to experiment with, but I've never had a problem with rolling it out and putting it in and then just covering up my mistakes with my finger, and just because I don't bring it all the way up to the edges like some people do, because this one, it's pretty deep, and so I'll only bring it up to like here, and then my other crust kind of goes up around the same part. Ooh, apple pie. I got a confession. I'm not a big pie eater. That is not something I've ever liked. I'll bake them, and everybody likes them. I know, I'm crazy. I'm really good at baking things I don't like. It's just funny. I know. I don't like cherry pie. I don't like blueberry pie. Don't. I can make them really well because I did a 4th of July pie where I took this and I did like strawberry in one section, and blueberry to make it look like flag, and like did like layers. It was super cute, and I took pie crust and I made it like into stripes, and then I did like little pieces for the stars, but I did like strawberry and blueberry, and that was good apparently. But again, I don't like pie. I didn't eat it. Oh, and I took shapes and cut them out. Oh, and I took a star shaped, and with like the leftover crust, because I said like once if you double the recipe, it makes a ton. So I rolled all that out, used stars, cut them out, and then I put like little pieces of like, and then I put like little dollops of blueberries, and like with sugar, like coat it in sugar, and strawberries, coat it in sugar. And like I pressed them together, like I did them two pie crust. It's labor intensive, and I don't recommend it, but they tasted good apparently. Devontae ate like all of them. My mom got like one. Devontae like demolished them. I was like, I ain't never putting that much effort into anything again. Yeah, like a little peekaboo. I have this adorable cookbook. Hold on, it's right here. I take a lot of my recipes from others and then I modify it, but this book is adorable. It's called Cutie Pies, and it's all about like baking and like small It's all about like baking in small form. So I sort of got the idea from, if I can find the picture that I just saw. It eludes me. I literally just flipped to it. The struggles are real. I'm like captaining the struggle bus today. So I kind of took an idea like this, where you see it's like in a lollipop form. It's a pie, but they stuck a stick through it. I just didn't stick anything in it, and I made it into a different shape. But I was kind of inspired by this book. Because it's pie. And I told you, I really didn't do a whole lot of pie baking, so I needed like references. So, I went through there and picked out some stuff, and I didn't do any of the recipe, like any of the filling recipes in there yet. I'll experiment with that stuff. But like I said before, it's just not something I like to bake, or I do like to bake it. I just don't like to eat it. So that's good for me, so I don't gain more weight, because that would suck. But hopefully with this pie today, because I'm substituting out the one thing I really don't like about pumpkin pie, and I'm subbing it with something else, I'll probably really enjoy it this time. So fingers crossed. It's still going to turn out good though. Either way. Like my cheesecake from yesterday. Like missing the sugar and ironically making it the best cheesecake I've ever had. But again, with yesterday's, even though I forgot the sugar, the maple is a natural like sugar. The vanilla yogurt in there yesterday was like, it helped sweeten it. So it's not horrible that I forgot it, because it already had stuff that was like naturally sweet. So it's not unsweet. It's just like you can tell like, it's missing like some sugar, but it's not missing like, if you like things just like unsweet, like a lot of people don't like overly sweet things, that would be a perfect version. So I'm going to say that the sugar, the half cup or a whole cup of sugar is optional for yesterday's cheesecake. Hi, welcome to the stream. Please follow me. So butter crust, and now we're going to do the ginger snap crust. So it's a dual layer pumpkin pie. I already got the all butter crust. I'm going to remember words. I'm going to remember them today. One day. So right now we're going to do a ginger snap crust, which I like to use Murray's. Just make sure you have one that snaps really, really well. You want to hear that crunch. You want it to be sort of hard to break with just like one snap. Like you gotta have to put like pressure. That's the kind of ginger snap you don't want. You don't want something that's just like soft and it's chewy. You want it you want it to provide a perfect texture to this, and it's gonna have butter and it's gonna get soft. But if it's already soft and then you make it softer, it kind of turns to mush. So we don't want that. Nice, firm, yummy ginger snaps. And we're going to measure out 2 cups. And I know you're not supposed to eat it on stream, but this is a baking stream, so it would be terrible if I didn't test the product in front of you, of course. Because then you'd be like, oh, she doesn't even eat her own shit. She must not like food. Why is this even a baking stream? No. I will try the things I make. I don't prefer pie, and I don't prefer cheesecake. Those aren't my go-to desserts. When I make things like cookies, those are all gone. I will eat those. When I make my cakes, I make a yummy applesauce cake that's so good, and I will eat like most of it, given that chance. All right. So 1 cup of yummy ginger snaps into my food processor that yesterday I struggled with, so today I have it all ready to go. Yesterday's was like I was riding the struggle bus through my whole stream, so If you want to laugh at me, yesterday's program was your opportunity to laugh at me. Although you can laugh at me in this one too. So, permission granted. So we're measuring out another cup of ginger snaps, yummy, yummy, into the food processor or in your mouth, either one. I don't judge. Again, you gotta test it out to make sure it's not poison, because you don't want to serve your guests poison food. That would be bad. Yay! Yes, that's my husband. That is going to be a help to the nom.
So sharing is scary.
Did you just say earlier you don't share?
Yeah, I don't share.
Yeah,
other people should share.
I don't share, and you do share. So role reversal, yeah.
Can I have some pecans?
No.
No.
This is my lovely husband. I didn't even eat yet.
Well, I'm not gonna eat all of it.
Devontae will eat everything. Don't even listen to him.
Well,
Yes, you will. You always do.
no, I won't.
Like yesterday, I said, make sure you have it on the chop setting. You don't want to puree it. That would be gross and unedible. All right. Yay! And then, like I said yesterday, it helps you work out your aggression. If you've had a bad week, it's fun to, it's just fun. I don't know why. It's just so fun. What? My husband's being mean to me. You're always mean to me. So it should be nice and crispy, not pureed. We can get a bowl. Whee. I got these cute bowls that all go into each other as a wedding present, and I love them so much. They are life while I bake. See, and this is the third one that has my butter crust in it. I'm not gonna lie, like my favorite thing while I bake. It's like, this is so cute. It makes me feel like a real baking show. Along with the really cute teaspoons. I love it. Okay, so your 2 cups of ginger snaps crust. What we're looking for, nice. It needs to be almost like a what's it called? Like almost a powder, but not quite. Like you want to see, you want to know that it's ginger snaps. You want it to be still crunchy, but just a nice texture. You can use a bag, put them in, and roll them. But now that I bought a food processor, that is life. Get a food processor. Always preach safety. Make sure you're unplugging. Thankfully with food processors, like, it's pretty nice. They don't let you get killed easily. But with other, like your KitchenAid, make sure you're practicing safety. So in here I got the 2 cups of yummy ginger snaps that are waiting to be all yummy. Yay! Thank you so much for following me. I appreciate it. Believe me, I appreciate it. You can get to laugh with me all the time. Or at me. I don't care. Alright, lost my train of thought. But, coming back around. Brown sugar, my favorite. My niece and nephew love brown sugar. My nephew especially, he'll be like, brown sugar. And then he'll give me like the cutest look. And I'll be like, alright, get a spoon out. You can have some brown sugar. Pretty sure his dad does not like me, which is my brother. And I'm like, sugar him out and send him home. That's what aunties are for. It really is. So 1/4 cup of brown sugar into our ginger snap. It's gonna when it melts, it gets all yummy and delicious, and it's gonna help make it firmly pack. So take your fingers and just like really smush it down. That actually put me at like exactly 1/4 cup when I smashed it down. And then it looks super cool when it goes in. It has like it looks like a mountain or it's a little sandcastle. It looks like a little sandcastle. I love it. Best part of being an aunt. Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. I love it. I annoy my brother and my sister-in-law is pregnant. I'm so excited. I'm going to be an auntie for the 3rd time. I'm so excited. And I can't wait to figure that one up and send them home too. We're not sure what it is yet, girl or boy. We're not sure. So that's exciting. I love being an aunt though. Sneaking the food my husband made me. You're welcome. So, what's your favorite part about being an auntie? Ooh. All right, powdered sugar. My niece and nephew will be like, "It's snow." I'm like, "Not snow, not quite, but still yummy." Yes, that is life right there. When Madison and Zach, they're both getting big now. But when they were younger, I'm like, and they started crying, I'd be like, "Oh no, it's your turn." Or I never changed any of their diapers. So when they need a diaper change, oh darn, hi parent, good luck. And they're like, "Don't you want to practice?" I'm like, I'm good. You take care of that. I'll just provide sugar and recipes. I love it. I send them home at the end of the day. It's wonderful. Or sometimes they'll have a sleepover, and then I'll sugar them up and send them back. It's great. Either way. But, where are we at? Ooh, I gotta get the pecans in there. Such yummy. All right, we're gonna do 1/2 cup of powdered sugar in here. So I got 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 cups of ginger snaps, 1/4 cup or 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. This is just to help give it a little bit of sweetness. Snow, as my little nephew will say. He's so cute. Oh, that's awesome though. I love that. That's so fun. You know, they're great kids. And how old's your little one? How old are your niece and nephews? My niece and nephew are my niece is now 9 and my nephew is 7. They've grown up so fast. It's crazy. How old are your niece and nephews or children if you have children? What? Huh? That's my husband making random sounds. Ha. Oh, that's so cute, a little baby. Oh, I bet they have the cutest cheeks at that age. All right, so I'm just stirring together the snow, the sand castle, and the ginger snaps. Just kind of giving it like a rough little like chop. I'm just trying to get all the chunks out. Just sort of get it together. Next, optional for people allergic to pecans or just don't like them or don't want them. I'm going to get my cutting board out, and we're going to do a cup. We're going to do a cup of pecans. But make sure you keep your pecans because you can do all sorts of stuff. Homemade turtles. I'm going to be baking these like a million more times this year because of the holidays. So it's such a good thing, especially just to like snack on. I like to just dip them in caramel. Like sometimes I'll keep caramel sauce in there, and I'll like take my pecan and like dip it and eat it, and it's life. And my husband be like judging me. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I give it to him. He's like, "Oh." I'm like, "Yeah." It's like sometimes just not even baking and just eating it is the best part. So what I'm doing right now, I gotta put. So what I do is I like gather them up and sort of into a circle with my hands, and then I'll always hold the blunt end and downward, and just move your knife hand, whether that's right or left hand, and you never even have to really bring the other end off the cutting board, but you just give it like a nice like rough chop. You go over it a few times, put them back in, do it again. It's a good stress relief. You can come around, do it all. Bring it back. Whee! Pretend they're people. Just kidding. We don't recommend violence. PG-13 here. Ish. Not sure why, though. Not a PG-13 kind of person. Just keep holding your blade like really firm. You don't want the pointy end to come back and hurt you. So I have friends that are very sketchy with knives. So always just practice simple safety techniques. And it can happen if you're not paying attention, like you start zoning out and you might nick yourself. So don't do that. Just give a nice rough chop here. I just try to make sure that there's not like huge, massive chunks. You don't want like a weird random chunk. So I like to just break it down. You can buy them already chopped up, but I got them this way because it's cheaper. They charge more when they chop them up themselves, which is dumb. Plus, you never know what you need whole pecans for. Like I said, just dipping them in like dipping them in caramel sauce, making turtles. There's a lot of things that you might need like whole pecans for. So it's just good to have at the ready, like instead of just buying them for like a one-time use sort of thing, because you definitely aren't using the whole bag every time you make this. In fact, usually I get like a ton of pies and stuff out of them. And my husband's like, "Allison, you keep them in there all year." I'm like, "Well, they stay freaking good, so why the heck not?" Yay! All right, just gonna give him one last little chop here. Just make sure we get them all. Yay! Yummy, yummy. All right. And once that, I just wipe the blade down a little bit, get the rest of my yummy pecans in. And then to our mixture, we're just going to plop them on in. Whee! Whee! It's so fun to bake. My niece and nephew love to bake with me. It's like they get so sad if they don't get to bake. They're like, Allison, can we make cookies? Can we do this? Can we do that? I'm like, of course. That's what I'm here for. It's just such a good skill to have, you know? And I've done it since they were little. And it's something that it's just something that I think every kid should do. I think it's just such a good bonding experience. It is fun. And they feel like they're being helpful, and it's just adorable. And you're teaching them good life lessons. You definitely don't want them not to know how to bake or cook. I'm just going to give this another quick stir, make sure everything sort of gets in there evenly. What I do when I stir, I bring things to the top. I'll scrape along the bottom and bring things to the top. That way everything gets mixed in evenly. It's something that I instruct my niece and nephew to do. Make sure that everything's in there and mixed up well. And it's just fun. Oh no, you have to go feed the dogs and cook dinner. Yes, hopefully before this ends. Yes, definitely do that. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you can, I'll probably still be here baking because I still have the maple glaze to do. So you probably have loads of time to bake and cook and come back. And I know I probably make people hungry. I know I'm making myself hungry. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And please follow me and like me and ask your friends to like me. I would really appreciate that. All right, so to this, I already have the 2 cups of ginger snaps, a cup of pecans chopped up. I have half a cup of powdered sugar. It's like pure sugar. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this crust is delicious. It melts in your mouth. The 1/4 cup of brown sugar, it just, when it melts, it's like the perfect flavor of awesomeness. So now we just need the butter to melt in here and make it all yummy and crumbly. Yep. Sorry, just gotta make sure I'm not forgetting anything like yesterday's episode. That would really suck. All right. So, let me get out the butter. Actually, I'm just gonna use up yesterday's butter. All right, unsalted butter. And it says it calls for a 1/4 cup. A 1/4 cup is 4 tablespoons, so it's usually half a stick. This was 2 tablespoons short of half a stick, so I'm just going to put 2 more tablespoons. And that's what I love about butter packages. It does all your measurements right there for you. I love it. It's life. I use it all the time. I've gotten good enough to be able to just sort of guesstimate it pretty well, but it's still a good thing to have. And plus, you can always add in more butter if you need it. Oh yeah, so for all my non-American friends, unfortunately we use the metric. We don't use the good things like milliliters and things like that. I measure in tablespoons and teaspoons because it's right on the package. And it measures in cups too. So it'll tell you 4 tablespoons is 1/4 of a cup. The whole stick is half a cup. 1/3 a cup is 5 1/3. And it gives little measuring guides. It's great. So yes, we do use the metric here. And I gotta find my knife. Get that back over here. Yeah, so my grandmother's from England, and her recipe books are in, some of them are in the American form, some of them are not. So it's so fun to try to Google the conversions, and I'm like, sitting there playing and like this doesn't equal. It's like this is awkward. So I adapt a lot of those recipes and just do the best you can. Yes, Americans are weird. Yes, Sally. We have to be different. I'm just melting down my butter. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get my rolling pin out. Rolling pin. Fun, fun, fun. It's fun to spin. And always make sure your surface is clean, which I've like washed this like 400 times. Oh no, I got pecan stuff. So before you do anything, make sure, I like to just spray it with Pam, just so the crust will come out really easy. Because it's an all butter crust, so there's already butter in there, so you don't need extra flour or anything. It's not a cake. And that's the big difference that I think some people go wrong in, and that's why it's like greasy on the bottom. It's like they forget that it's an all butter crust. You don't need like extra flour there. So again, I'm just spraying it around. Just so, and it helps give it like a nice brown color on the bottom, but not like burnt, but like just a nice golden brown. It's perfect. Now that my butter is out, I'm going to take the melted butter into my ginger snap mix. Whee! It makes funny sound. Give it a pat, try to get all the butter out, and just mix it. What we're looking for is just a nice incorporated texture. Make sure it's not like overly, just make sure it's not like overly, sorry, these forks are like terrible. Sorry, still getting used to our new house setup. So clean fork. So we just want to make sure to get everything in here. Make sure it gets incorporated. Try to get the butter to, you want it to be like nice and clumpy. You want to see that the butter gets absorbed. You don't want to see like a lot of like unsaturated powder. You don't want to see a powder consistency. You want to see like a nice kind of clumpy sort of like it'll be glossy from the butter. It'll be super delicious once it gets all baked in there and all yummy. Whee! Huzzah! It's just fun. So we're just getting it, make sure with the glass clear bowls, you can see if you're getting any, you can see if there's anything underneath that you're missing. So if you see any like powder around the edges, you're going to want to get that, any like solid clumps of anything, like solid clumps of the powdered sugar, solid clumps of your brown sugar. We just want to break that up. We want to get that out right here. Because you don't, when you're tasting it, you don't want to taste like a bit, well, you might want to, but it would help if you didn't taste like a big chunk of just one thing, because that can kind of throw off the palate when you're eating. So just give it a nice like toss, work it up from the bottom, make sure you're bringing like, I'm scraping the bottom right here, I'm scraping it and bringing it up to the top. Just giving it a toss, like taking it, tossing it around the edges. Make sure we're working all of the edges. Like you'll be able to tell when it's done that I've scraped all of the edges and in the bottom, like nothing nothing is left unsaturated. And like I said, we're just looking for a nice, like, crispy sort of texture with a little bit of gloss look to it from the butter. So, and it looks like cereal, and it makes you want to eat it, but it's pure sugar, so definitely take a bite before you do put it in the oven. Because it's so good. All right. Let me put that away. Alrighty, my next step. Yay, we get to make a mess now. Favorite part of baking is making a mess. Will not lie. 100% of the time. So we clean off our surface. Make sure that we just give it a pat down because we've chopped pecans on here and done all kinds of other stuff on here. So take your finger, run it through off the fork because to make sure you get all your crust. And then set that aside. And my flour disappeared back under here. Now the literal mess part, I'm going to bring this down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. You don't have to be like precise when you measure this. Just take a little bit of flour in a measuring cup. I did even like less than a fourth, and just you just want to scatter it on your surface, on your countertop surface, and then just take your hand and run it around, and then this is going to help so it doesn't so your pie crust doesn't stick. So then we're going to take our pie crust and boop, plop it on here. Just try to get as much as you can out. It's really sticky, so you probably won't be able to get all of it out, but just most of it. And then I just like to quickly toss, like just do like a quick roll through and then like respread it, gather up all the clumps, kind of work it into a little ball. You don't want to like overwork the dough, so don't keep fumbling with it. Just try to get it. And then powder, like with some of the dough, like sort of just try to rub it along so it doesn't get sticky. I took a tiny little chunk of the dough. So now that I'm flouring it at the same time, this is just going to keep the rolling pin from sticking. So next, the fun part, we get to demolish. All right, crust. Whee! Or we get to make a pie crust. So working it out. Again, try not to work with it too much, because the more you do, the more it kind of gets a little sticky. We just want it to be like a nice, we want to stretch it out as far as it'll go, but we don't want it to tear, which tears are inevitable, I think. I mean, as far as I can tell, they're inevitable. I just fix it with my hand. Some experts probably who do this every single day ever probably know the secrets to not tearing their stuff, but I have a day job, so I don't bake every day. Unfortunately, I would love to bake every day. That would be amazing, and that would be my life goal, is to own my own bakery, or even just like be able to work out of my home, or even just streaming. Like, that would be awesome. Like, if I get paid for streaming, that would be the coolest thing ever. So it's sort of hard to see, but this is the edge of the crust, and it comes up all the way to here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to just lightly lift it to make sure that it doesn't get too stuck. Sorry, I want to make sure we can apply it to there. Kind of just, I'm just thinning it out like a tiny little bit. All right. Moving this stuff over. Here's my pie crust. Wish me luck. Whee! And just throw it in. All right. From here you can see that I got it like all on one side. So what I'm doing is just, I'm lifting it trying to get as much as possible. All right, and then I'm sticking it to the side, flattening it down like I did yesterday with the ginger snap crust, and like now work it along the side. I have a lot of extra dough or extra flour. You can tear off the chunks as you go through. But when you tear it off, like make sure you pinch it first because it has a tendency, and then just work it out. I just like to try and crimp it together, and when I'm doing it, like I just go around the edges and I make sure I'm not pulling too much because that can kind of that'll tear the rest of it. Think of it as kind of like a fragile thing, and just crimp it along the edges here. If it falls or you see gaps, just work your fingers over it or use the extra pie dough. Let's say like I had a gap. Actually, I did really good this time. I didn't even have any gaps, which is nice and unusual for me. I think it's the pressure of performance. I finally did it right because I sucked so bad yesterday. Flat it down. You can use the extra pie dough and like make they sell these adorable presses. I used to have one and I don't know where it went. Like I couldn't find it when we moved to my mom's house, like from my mom's house to our apartment. And I'm so sad, but they are like little leaves and like fall shapes, like little tiny pumpkins. I'm sure I could buy some, but you can stamp those out or you can just eat the pie crust like I just did. So crimp it together. It doesn't have to be perfect. Usually I tuck it down so you don't even see it, like a little bit, but because it's actually working with me today, like it normally doesn't. Like I said, I think it's just because I finally did. I'm just making it cute. Just giving a little bit of life here. Just smoothing it out, making it look pretty before I stab it to death in a minute. All right, so I'm just working it along the edges, making sure it gets nice and in there, making sure that it's stretched out. You don't want too much in one place and not enough in another. You want it nice and even all the way. You want everybody to have nice even layer. This is what we're looking for. So greasy, it's coming out. I need a better camera. But yeah, so that's what we're looking for. Just a really pretty, just a really nice pie crust. Okay. And now we're going to stab it to death. So this is for a good reason. You want to make sure you get all the way down when you stab it. You want to make sure that you can see the holes like at the bottom. You want to make sure you can see it. This will prevent it from bubbling in the oven, or not bubbling, but it'll balloon up and it will look super weird. This just helps give it some air so that it doesn't balloon up and doesn't get trapped. So it helps cook it better. Just stab it. Stab along the edges too. I just give it like a little, doesn't have to be perfect, just nobody sees it, just you. Because like about time that it gets, like even if you can see it on the bottom now, about time you do your ginger snap crust and you get the pie filling in, nobody's going to be able to tell. See? Look, stab marks. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, I'm so excited. This goes in the oven, blind bake, just like this. Because we stabbed it, that means that we don't have to put the beans in. If you put the beans in, usually what people will do is they'll put parchment paper over this or something, and they'll weigh it down with like a whole thing of beans to keep the same thing from happening. Poke some holes in it, save yourself some money, save yourself some time and effort, and plop it in the oven. I usually save it for about 5 to 10 minutes, but I always check it because, like I said, I'm going to preach 1,000 times, every oven is different. Yeah, and with every oven being different, sorry, I hate when that happens. You do not know, so every oven's different. Whee! Sorry, I'm going to bring it back up. And wash my hands. Whee! Look, I got cute Halloween. Look how cute that is. I got a lot of cute Halloween stuff on sale when I was a vendor for Walmart. I used to go and buy things like half off or 70% off, whatever, when I went to all the different stores across Virginia and West Virginia and Maryland. Okay. So now I'm going to clean the floured area because I'm streaming. So, excuse me. I'm just going to clean this up real quick. So then we can start making the pie filling for our pumpkin pie. Whee! All of the flour. I don't know, white lines. Is it though? Is it though? Is it though? Yeah, didn't think so. Ugh. Okay, last quick write down, make sure we got a clean working surface. This just saves time. Plus it's not like we got too much to go with the whole baking of the pie. So I'm just getting this real quick cleaned and setting my stuff aside, getting ready for the yummy goodness that is gonna be our pumpkin pie. Whee! Okay. Put this away. Anything that's not relevant that can help save me some room goes back to its spot, to its hidey cubby hole. Look, hidey cubby hole. That's all. Alrighty. Please keep asking me your questions. Thank you so much for being with me. I really, really, really appreciate it. Trust me, I need the views. It helps me a lot, so thank you. We're making pumpkin pie. We're attempting some pumpkin pie here. I think it's going to be good. Like I said, keep your pie crust. You never know. I might find a shape here and try to do something cute. I don't know. Let's get crazy today. It's pumpkin pie day. It's like the perfect time to get crazy. Oh, shit. Well then, crazier? Craziest? Whee! Oh, and then we finally get out our massive, pretty baking. Alright, so I love my KitchenAid. My friend gave it to me if you missed it yesterday. Alright, like I said yesterday, I always practice safety, so I only put this in when I'm absolutely ready to use it. I highly recommend the same. You know, you hear a lot of like horror stories about that kind of stuff happening, so just be careful when you're using heavy grade equipment like this. I don't want you guys losing fingers. I'm using this paddle attachment today. It's one of my favorites. I'll be honest. I use the other one too, but it's more work to get clean when this one isn't. So this is the one we're going to be using today. Have hubby cleaned this for me because he's the best. Yeah, occasionally he has some good stuff. Snap it in. Put your paddle attachment in. Always do that right after. Slide it and then make sure it falls into place. Everyone's different. Some people have it where it'll snap in. Some people just have it where you hook it and like go across. So however you do, just make sure you don't plug it in before you're ready, because you could accidentally slide your hand on there on the stir. It could accidentally be on. Like thankfully one day I didn't have thankfully I didn't have it plugged in, because it had turned, like, I guess during when we moved it under the cabinet, it had turned it to 2. So thankfully I noticed that before I even plugged it in, because it's something that, you know, you really want to be cautious. You just don't know. Please practice safety. These things are very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Or even if you do, I mean, like, you know, things happen. So practice safety, because it can, with how fast they go, they can easily break a finger. Ugh. Or as my mom would say, she would, everything like was life or death. Like, don't do that, you'll die. Like immediately, you'll trip and die. And I'm like, oh my God. But she's a nurse anesthetist, so everything is like blood, guts. It's just everyday life. So practice safety though, for real. I just don't want anybody to get hurt doing things that they love. Pumpkin pie. Lost my train of thought. Realized we're making pumpkin pie today. So we need some pumpkin and some pie. One might even say we need pumpkin pie. Alright, check your crust. Make sure it's not burning. Hopefully we don't have another incident like yesterday where my smoke detector went off when it wasn't even smoking. That was frustrating. I'll just blame Devontae. That's what we do. We blame him when something goes wrong. Because I love you. It's not you. It's just you. Alright. Huzzah! Pumpkin pie time. Sorry, I'm just trying to clean up a little bit. Try not to make a complete mess. And I want to have somewhere where I can put my pumpkin pie once it comes out, because I don't want it to I don't want to put it straight on my granite countertops. Not recommended. Alright, so I'm just putting a trivet on my stove. Those are the fancy name for those rubber things that you put shit on. I didn't know that, and my mom was like, hand me the trivet. I'm like, hand you the what? The rubber thing? I'm like, oh, you should have just said rubber thing. We could have led with that. We could have, you could have already had it in your hand. Fancy name, trivet. I'm just trying to get all my ingredients over here. Trying to get everything all ready. I'm super excited. Today's pumpkin pie day. Pumpkin pie day, pie day. We're gonna get down on pie day. Oh man, it's not even pie day. Shoot, 3:14. That's gonna be pie day. I'm gonna need to think of some pie recipes before then. Maybe get better. I know. Oh, we also have to celebrate the Ides of March. There's so many things we can do. I'm so tired. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna start opening everything, getting everything ready. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't let that burn, because that would suck. I'm just looking for like a little bit brown, like a little bit cooked. Like I want to make sure that it's cooked, because if you have it raw when it goes, when you put the other thing, because the ginger snaps go in, it just doesn't get the texture that you want, and it might stay doughy, and you definitely don't want it to be that doughy. So you can take it out, you can kind of tap it. This is actually good. I'm gonna give it like 1 more minute. It's like it's perfect color right now. I just want to give it like just another quick minute, just in the oven to make sure 100%. We don't want doughy. Well, fluffy and doughy. Also, something really cool you can do that I just thought about. Smelling that and tasting it, it would be a good pizza crust. You can even do like a pizza pie, like a little pizza pie. So you can just put like, you can take a mixture like Devontae did for me tonight. Ground turkey with meat sauce and onions, and put that in with cheese on top. This is what I love about baking and cooking. Like while I'm doing it, I'm getting like 40 other ideas. Like, oh, this would be so good if I did it this way. And then I'll be like, I have to try it. And then it'll be really good. And I'll be like, oh, I want this all the time. And then Devontae's like, ooh, you should make this more often. I'm like, yeah, and then I'll be fat. But that's okay. Alrighty. Alright, we're gonna, I just opened it what? I know, Devontae doesn't gain weight to save his life. I've tried. 1 can, a 15-ounce can of pumpkin, 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, Food Lion brand, or supermarket brand, inexpensive, El Cheapo, if it were, cost effective. See, being in the tire industry, I've come up with so many great great words for cheap. Bargain. When people are like, oh, do you carry them cheap tires? I'm like, we carry cost effective tires. Oh, you want our economic brand. It's like, I got you covered. Ugh, this one does not want to play nice. I'm just opening it, struggling a lot. Perfect. And then wipe down your thing. Sweetened condensed milk is like super sticky. That's kind of cool. Alrighty. Alright, I'm going to take it out now. And put it on my trivet. I hope I'm not boring you guys. Please stay with me. I love you guys so much. My voice is going because I've been talking on the phone all day, and then I woke up and my allergies attacked me. That's fun. I'm going to get some water, hopefully. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. My throat was getting dry. My allergies are setting in. Alright, so what we're going to do first for our delicious, yummy pumpkin pie, we're going to start with one 15-ounce can of pumpkin. It's just going to go right in my KitchenAid mix right here. Whee! Yummy, yummy, in our tumbly. I kept the oven on, but as you can see, just looks like guts. It's pumpkin guts. If you spill some, it's okay. You've already cleaned your surface, so just get rid of it or do the best you can. Whee! Again, you can double this recipe for 2, the pie filling recipe. The butter crust recipe, double for 2 pies, and then double this recipe for 2 pies as well, except for the crust. Like the crust actually usually has some left over. I usually do like, I don't completely do that 2 times, because then I find that it gets to be a lot. But I use some for like the topping, so make sure you have enough to leave. It's something that you can play around with. So now that my pumpkin can is empty, I put it in the trash can and I wash my hands. That's all pumpkin-y and delicious, because pumpkin is delicious and is life. Next, sweetened condensed milk. It's sticky and you'll probably definitely need a spoon to get everything out. Whee! You can kind of see it's just stubborn. The lid just completely didn't want to come off, so it's just like pouring out. It's such a fun consistency though. It's like I don't know. It's just fun to see. So I just take a spoon so that we're not here all night long, as much as you would love to see me all night long. All night, all night. Yeah, now I got that song stuck in my head. If you've ever watched Pitch Perfect, I love Pitch Perfect, and I watched that, like, I listened to that all the time when I was on the road, because I had the CD, the soundtrack to it. So that was life. Wee, come on. My sweetened condensed milk can doesn't like me. There we go. So just take the spoon, take the rest. It's okay if you make a mess. That's what they invent paper towels for, and washcloth. Whee! Boop. Put your can back in if you don't get it all the way out. Alright. Perfect. Alright, dispose of the can. And alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and start mixing this together. Now that I'm ready, I can plug it in. Safety, safety. Whee! Alright, I'm just going to start it on a low, sorry for the glare there. I'm just going to start it on a low temperature. But real quick, before I do that, I am going to bring my pumpkin pie crust back over here with this cute little trivet. Let me angle my camera down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully, a little bit. What I'm doing here is I'm putting my crumbly mixture into the yumbly mixture. It does. Crunchy. That's the ginger snap. Into my yummy, rumbly. So yumbly, if you will. Mixture, again, save some because that's actually going to be the topping. What I'm doing, I'm just spreading it around. I'm making sure the entire bottom is covered. And then going along, spreading it up to the top. Kind of creating like a barrier. Pushing it against the side. Spreading out the middle. It's okay if it's not perfect. It tastes perfect, so it's life. Wait, what? This is PG-13, emoji. Gosh. Whee! Alright. So we're just gonna press that down. Try to get it, you want to try to get it as tightly packed in there as you can because the filling is going to take up a lot of this, and I like the filling to come up to the tippy top, like the edge, so just make sure you kind of get it in there, and then I'm going to bake this for a few minutes by itself so that the crust can get, so it can be its own crust, so it can start forming. If you see any gaps, you can just put a little bit extra, but again, you want to save some for the topping. Alright, so back into the oven for another few minutes. This one doesn't really need as long because it doesn't have to like 100% bake. So where it just needs to get, it just needs to get like a little bit crispy. Alright, perfect. Any questions so far? Pumpkin pie day? Pie filling, pie crust, pie topping. Please, if I'm boring you, let me know. I'll try to be more humorous with your funny bone. Actually, that's up here. My funny bone. Okay. Back to pie filling time. Alright. So, stand mixer's on. Starting at a low speed. 2, 3, 4. What I did there just now, why do Americans like pumpkin pie so much? I think it's just because it represents fall, it represents Thanksgiving, it represents Christmas. It's like it's a warm dish. I think it just became a staple. I think because, we grow a lot of pumpkins here. Our soil's really good for pumpkin. So I think it's just sort of like a treat around that time. It just is kind of taken on its own, like, kind of like cult-like, phenomenon. I think I really like it, or I really like this version. I don't like sour cream, which, most pumpkin pies have. I don't like that at all. It tastes gross to me. So the way I'm doing it, sort of like untraditional. I'm not a big pie person. My grandparents are English, like I said before. My mom's from England. I didn't have a lot of that stuff growing up. We didn't do a whole lot of pies. Mincemeat pie is probably about the the closest I got to pie. And I love mincemeat pie with homemade mincemeat. Ooh, oh my God, it's so good. Because it's spicy and it's warm and it's delicious. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I think it's just like representative of Thanksgiving. I think it's just sort of become like synonymous with Thanksgiving, synonymous with Christmas. It's like its own like holiday treat. Um, kind of like marzipan. In some countries, they'll give out marzipan or do like a lot of stuff with marzipan. Um, or fruit cake. Ooh. I click buttons. Shit. Devontae, help. Oh, wait, never mind. I figured it out. Sorry. So, I figured it out.
I might want to get the fan for the smoke detector because I can.
I know, like what I'm saying.
I mean, it hasn't started.
I know, but like every time you open the oven, it's obnoxious. Don't eat any more. I'm gonna eat all that. I'm hungry.
And I'm not?
Yeah, you already ate. You ate a huge bowl.
I wasn't a huge bowl.
My husband's eating my food. Feel sorry for me. He's so mean. Thank you so much for staying up so late, Jane. You're amazing. Mwah. Oh no, husband. But yeah, I think it's just sort of become synonymous with that. In my opinion, like I said, it was something that like people would usually just pick up at the store and bring. It's just sort of like an easy dish. And I don't know. It smells like fall to me. That's why I really want to like it by doing it this way. It's like warm and delicious. I love pumpkin. It's pumpkin week. Pumpkin pie. Oh, you're so fun too. I love you so much. Oh my goodness. Let me take that out and check that out real quick. Oh my God, it smells so good. Love it. Okay. Pumpkin pie. Scrape down the edges of your bowl. Whee! Wee, 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 wee. Wee, 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 wee. Make sure you scrape the bottom too, like underneath the where the paddle's not going to get. Okay. So, pumpkin pie. We already got the condensed milk. We got the pumpkin. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything like yesterday when I sillily forgot to put my sugar in. Although it tasted really good anyway, so that's a plus. Okay. Vanilla Greek yogurt. Okay, so I'm using vanilla Greek yogurt, just Food Lion brand, and just to give it a taste. And this is replacing sour cream. This is my experiment for the day. It has like the same texture, and it's supposed to be like a really good substitute for sour cream. And like I said, I'm just hoping that I like it because I really don't like sour cream. It's nasty. I don't eat mayonnaise either. I kind of like lump them together. They're just sort of gross. I'm just going to give this like a quick little wash off. Because I had pecan stuff in it earlier. Keeping an eye on my yummy. I'm going to give that like 2 more minutes in the oven. Alright, half a cup. I sort of like shake it to it. Into the yummy. Whee! Ah, I got it everywhere, of course. so good. My pumpkin pie is going to be delicious. It's going to be like a vanilla kind of pumpkin pie. It's going to be great. So I'm going to go ahead and just like beat this for just on slow, like a slow speed for a minute. You bump it up to a 3 or 4. Sort of get it incorporated in here. Make sure you wipe down your sides with your spatula. Spatula! I just like to make sure that there's no, if you can see the yogurt, then you want to make sure that you get that out and like make sure it gets incorporated, like, and the same with the sour cream. If you're going to use sour cream, which is its normal ingredient, just make sure you're, make sure that you don't see any of the white color, or else you're not doing it right, and that's not good. Because then, like, you don't want to see like a swirl pattern in there, because then it'll be like eating just like straight sour cream, which is okay with some people, but not for me. So, what, Devontae? Yeah, Devontae will eat anything, anytime. That's why he's like the best guinea pig ever. I mean, what? I mean, I love my husband. He's the best. Alright, I'm taking it out. Like I said, I'm not really looking for anything specific. I just want it to get warm. Like, it should be hot to the touch. That's really going to help give it a good, it kind of releases its yummy flavors. The brown sugar sort of melts and dissolves into the rest of the mixture. And then it gets ready for our yummy pumpkin pie. I'm going to get some water. Alright. Next, we got 2 eggs. So we're going to crack our eggs. Ooh, look at that one-handed. What? Can only do that on this show. Yeah, not this one. Alright, so my 2 eggs are in there. I'm going to give it another low stir toss. It's at number 4 right now. It smells so good. To me, this is like fall right here. The smell of baked goods. It smells like fall and winter. It's like I love the smell of all these spices. When they come together, it tastes like fall. I don't know. To me, that's my favorite time of year, and it does have a smell. It has like an essence, and that essence is essence of fall. 1 teaspoon. My teaspoon ran away. Okay, what is teaspoon? Well, my teaspoons all ran away on me. 1/2. Well, I guess I'm using 2 1/2 to make a 1. So 4 1/2 teaspoons. So 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. If you use vanilla extract, it's more runny. If you use the more concentrated version, just the not imitation, just the pure, it's more syrupy. And it packs a lot more flavor, but it's also more concentrated. So I always just get the imitation because it's like a little bit more liquidy. And I kind of like to see it get incorporated. You know, it gets all that yummy taste. I saw a recipe to actually make vanilla extract. So I really want to find the ingredients and do that because that sounds so cool to be able to make your own vanilla extract. Giving it a quick toss here. Doesn't need very long. Couple minutes. Whee! Alrighty, next we have. Alright. Next we have the pumpkin spice spices, and then we can make pumpkin pie! Yay! Alright. Like I said before, if you're allergic to certain spices and pumpkin pie spice, you can sub any one of cinnamon, cloves, ginger, allspice, and nutmeg. Anything that you're allergic to, take out. Use the other ones. If you're not allergic, throw them all in there, aka pumpkin spice, and add cloves. Pumpkin spice usually doesn't have cloves, but cloves gives it that like warm. It's like if you're not familiar, it's like a really dark, pretty color. Kind of hard to see in my camera, but when you smell it, it's just like it. I don't know. It smells so. It's kind of like earthy, but like cinnamony. It's just like a really deep flavor. I sprinkle it in. Normally like half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of this. It goes a long way. Pumpkin pie spices just go a long way. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Cinnamon's like a huge part of pumpkin pie. Like it's the flavor of pumpkin pie. Cinnamon just goes, it pairs so well. It just accents it. Let's see here. And yes, again, I don't measure. Nutmeg. I would do half a teaspoon of nutmeg. A little bit goes a long way, but it's one of those really powerful flavor packs. Like it really packs a punch. It's pungent. It's great though. It tastes great when it's all in there. Ginger. I like the ginger. About half a teaspoon if you're actually measuring, like you should, probably. Like people asked me yesterday, baking it can be an exact science, but to me, it's something I like to play around with. It's not something this is just pumpkin pie spice. I just like to add it. I'm running out though, sadly. I know, right? I thought I bought more, but I ended up having apple spice because it was labeled wrong, or it was in the wrong section, which is so rude. So just give this a toss. So have you ever eaten pumpkin pie before, Jane? Or just like or does it just you don't even sell it over there? I can't remember if my cousin ever said he had it before. I'm just gonna scrape down the edges. Not you, Devontae. I know you have. You end up eating like the whole damn thing. Yeah, it is. It's not for you. Alright, scrape down the edges. Make sure all the spices get into your mixture. Like scrape down the edges. Wee. Wee. All right, unplug it before you take the paddle attachment off. You can even scrape some of that back in there. All right. I'm just gonna put like a little bit of sugar in this because I just tasted it and I thought it needs just like a little bit of sweetener. But I'm only gonna do like a little tablespoon just to give it like a little bit of a pinch of sweetness, because I think that's another thing that happens with pumpkin pie. Like, it gets to be like, it's not supposed to be an overly sweet thing, but it needs something, in my opinion. It just needs like a little extra. So I just stirred that in. You can taste it, put any more spices in that you want. I can put the apple pie spice that I accidentally bought. I'll give that in there a little bit. So I can use that up, since it was an accident. But you can't go wrong with spices in here. It's just, all right. And into my pie crust that's nice and warm, we're gonna go, wee! Look, we're looking for a nice runny texture here, but it's thick. It's not too thick though. Wee! Oh, this looks so great. Scrape down your edges. Get it all in here. Wee! Wee, 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 wee. This is so much fun. This is why I love baking. It's so stress relieving to me. It's like I'm in my element. I don't know. Alrighty. That is how you make pumpkin pie. Let's put it in the oven. Like I said yesterday, you can't, here, let me see if I can show it to you. So right now there's air bubbles in there. I don't know if it's going to let me show it on the camera, but there's like some air bubbles on the surface. It didn't let me show it really. I'm just spreading it out, making sure that all of the edges get covered. You can cover up the pie crust if you see the pie crust. That's not going to hurt it. All right, with the air bubbles, I'm tapping them out. Tap them out. All right, I just saw several air bubbles pop. That's going to help. Perfect. Give it a little bounce. It's okay. You just don't want gaping holes in there. So, yay, into the oven our pie crust goes. Whee! Bonjour. Huzzah! Our pie crust. All right, it is 9:14. I'm gonna give it an hour, and we'll see how it goes. So I promised you a glaze to go with yesterday's cheesecake that I got pulled out. So let's get started on that. But real quick, I just want to quickly see if I have any pie crust shapes or any like cool shapes that I have. Hold on 1 second. And also it gives me a chance to eat my dinner that's been over here. When we moved, everything just got shoved into a cubby. So we're gonna see if we have any cool shapes. Yay! Welcome back, Sally. You've missed my pie going in the oven and me searching for a crust shape. which will be the fun part. Christmas, animals. Oh, here we go. I know I used to have more like cute fall ones, but they all disappeared on me. Like I used to have like Halloween shaped ones, ghosts, but who knows where they ended up. They're probably still at my mom's house, buried in a box. Oh, thank you so much for following me. You guys are so amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Fall. Look, it's even labeled fall. I went through and I like OCD. I put all of my shapes into bags and I labeled them. Even the different animals. I was like mammals. Or then I started getting more specific and I was like sea creatures. Oh no, you wouldn't follow your wifey. Alright, fall shape. So I have a cute leaf. You have to help me pick one, guys. I have a cute leaf. I have a pumpkin. Oh, that would be so cute. The pumpkin on the pumpkin pie. Or I have an acorn. Oh, I love acorns. They're so cute. Oh, I made acorn-shaped chocolate chip cookies once, where I put the chocolate chip cookies on afterward. Ooh. Them's fighting words. Fighting words. Uh-oh. And then I have a little maple leaf. Isn't that adorable? That's adorable, too. So your choices are the two cute leaves, the pumpkin, or the acorn. Which one should we do? Gotta help me pick, guys. All you guys. Whee! Help me pick a cute shape. Please help me pick a cute shape. The pumpkin! I got it! Yay, the pumpkin! Thank you. Also, I love the name, Harley Joker. Alright, roll up your dough. Put it in a ball. Squish it. Wee. Wee, 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 wee. This is the super technical way, but I could literally just do this. Ooh, I might even get two shapes. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. I might get two shapes. Wee, wee, wee. Ah, what should my other shape be, guys? Another pumpkin? That'd be cute. She'd be like, no, I have no idea who you are. Yay, a pretty pumpkin shape. So we got a really pretty pumpkin shape. Isn't that adorable? To put on our pumpkin pie. But it can't go on towards the end. It can't go on until towards the end. I know, it's adorable. I can't help it. I like cute stuff. I'm going to make more pumpkin shapes, I think. It just goes so well. I love fall. Whee! More pumpkins. More pumpkin shapes. Oh, I got so many out of this. Oh, that's so exciting. Whee! Oh, this is going to look so cute. This is exciting, guys. Cute little pumpkin pie crust shapes. And can I get one more? Like, creatively? Yeah, I can. Ha 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 ha. And then with the rest, you can ball it up and eat them. I mean, what? or you can try to keep making shapes. But once you like work with it too much, then it kind of gets like then it kind of doesn't get very good. Kind of tastes like overworked. But I'll see if I can get one more little pumpkin out of there. Ooh, if I put it in the right space, I can. Okay, one more pumpkin for my pumpkin pie. And then we can eat the dough. Okay, so I promised you guys a wonderful maple glaze. Let me get the stuff for that because it's going to be really good. Bear with me, I'm going to put a few things away here. Always make sure you wash your I was gonna say your KitchenAid down, but this works too. Piece of pumpkin got it stuck down in here. But that's okay. Nothing a little toothpick can't solve. So yep, just make sure you clean up your KitchenAid. These things last so long. That's cute, my wife. I love you too. Kelly found out that I got married to you and she was like, when did that happen? I was like yesterday. So then we wrap it around. Whee! And the binding goes around the hole and through the loop. I still remember that rhyme from when I was learning to tie my shoe. It still didn't help though. It took me forever to learn how to tie my shoes. Thank goodness for Velcro. And zippers. I was just so upset I could never get it. A cute little pumpkin cheese. So excited. Alright, I'm gonna shove a piece of food in my mouth, sorry. Here's our cheesecake from yesterday. Jane, aren't you supposed to sleep? She loves me too much to sleep. But yes, Jane, if you need to sleep, I completely understand. But I love you so much. Thank you for watching me. So, when your cheesecake comes out and you scrape along the edges, that's what it should do. Okay, it should completely come out. Nothing stuck on here. That is why I adore spring form pans. I can English today. Who needs English, right? I do, because I don't know any other languages. Except sarcasm and sass. Those I am excellently fluent in. Okay, so my cheesecake from yesterday what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a maple glaze on this, maple pecan glaze. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited. All right, let's get started. Oh no. First, we're going to play the game Find the Pan. It's always in the sink, unwashed, of course. Always. Very good. We blame Devontae. Exactly. It's just what we do. What didn't you do, Devontae? Alright, eventually it's gonna come up. Become clean. Eventually. It's only because I need it that it's not clean. Alright. Then we wash it out. It gets all yummy. So you're not with Chris. Ooh, that means you get to be with me, my love. I'm so excited. I swear, the snake ghosts never ever go to sleep on that page, on the Harry Potter page. You or David. Alrighty, now I gotta find the recipe I pulled up earlier and modify it. Sorry, Abby, I just saw this. I don't know how you comment. You just type in words and buttons. Sorry, trying to find it. Oh. Found it, yay. Alright. Fourth the cup. Perfect. We still have half from the leftover. I love when things work out. So, half a cup of maple syrup and a cup of confection sugar. Probably gonna need some vanilla extract here too. Yay! Cool. Okay, so it's a really, really simple recipe. The glaze is gonna go on our maple. What I'm gonna do is I'm putting in half a stick of butter. That's a quarter of a cup. I'm keeping it on like a sort of low heat because this glazes can burn really easy. Anytime sugar gets at a high temperature, it has the ability to burn like really fast. So it's something that you definitely want to work with pretty quickly. Half cup of maple syrup, just the maple syrup that I used yesterday. which is actually the half cup is going to be the rest of this. And then the powdered sugar, we need a full cup of powdered sugar. So finding this, getting that clean. And I'm going to put like a little bit of vanilla extract in just to kind of give it like a little bit of a vanilla flavor to it. And then I'm just going to take just like a handful or just like a small little handful of pecans. And I'm just going to give them a really quick chop. I'm going to watch it because this stuff, like I said, is going to go really quick. So as soon as I do this, I got to get everything in. So let me just get this chopped up real quick. Right now I'm just chopping pecans for my maple pecan glaze. Like I said earlier, I just take a tiny little bit. It doesn't need a whole lot to go on top. One thing that I do recommend that I'm going to do like real quick before the butter starts melting too much. I'm going to go ahead and get, I'll leave them in like a nice like rough kind of chop. Obviously, Molly, if you're still watching, or anybody allergic to nuts, if you're allergic, don't put them in. Easy fix. Unless you want to die, please don't die. I love you guys too much. Yes, Devontae, I do take all the fun out of it. I am the worst. So, you can do this a variety of ways. I'm just going to attempt to find one of our baking racks that, of course, are hidden here. There we go. Alright, just move your butter around. It's getting melted pretty quick, so I need to work here pretty quick. I'm moving my cheesecake out of the way. Ooh, but not onto my poor little pumpkin. That'd be sad. Alright. So that you don't make a really big mess, get some parchment or foil. I'm just going to use aluminum foil. And I'm just going to line my baking rack. Then I'm going to put the cheesecake back on top of here. And then you can make it so that it doesn't like completely fall through. I'm going to try to make sure it gets like all centered here perfectly. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't happen. Best laid plans. My spatula disappeared again, I swear. Damn spatula. It's always the spatula. Why is the spatula going? Okay, so I'm just moving the butter around my pan. Sorry, I'm going to try to angle this so you can see what I'm doing over here. It's called a mess. Your face is a mess. Alright. So like I said, just moving it around. I have everything ready. The maple syrup, the confectionate sugar, and a little bit of vanilla extract. As soon as the butter melts, I'm going to throw everything in there and make sure to stir constantly because, like I said, sugar at a high temperature will burn quickly. So I'm just moving this around, waiting for the butter. It's almost, it's trying. It's attempting. One day. Oh, there it goes. Almost. Like I said, just keep stirring it around, Perfect. Alright, there it goes. There's like the last little bit melted. So like I said, work quickly here. I'm going to put the pecans in first. I'm going to attempt to put the pecans in first as they decide to go rogue and all over the stove. Because cooperative pecans are an anomaly. Alright, so you put those in. Then quickly put your powdered sugar. Maple syrup. Oof. A little bit of vanilla extract. Like I said before, it's just one of my favorite flavors. You really can't go wrong. Alright, and just mix that. Again, stir constantly. This is something that will burn pretty quickly. It's going to look gross at first. Just keep working it, stirring around, scrape your edges. It's going to become almost like a caramel color. So that's what you're looking for, like a caramel. That's what we're doing here. Butter and sugar equals caramel. So don't let it burn. As soon as it gets like this perfect like consistency, I'm just moving it around here. Don't let it burn. I'm just letting it go a little bit longer, just trying to get it like a little bit more syrupy. It has a gorgeous color right now. This is like absolutely perfect. Oh, it smells so good. Alright, perfect. Just enough to like get all buttery and syrupy and delicious, and onto my cheesecake it goes. So I'm trying to make sure it gets like a really good even layer, so I'm trying to like make sure it stays on top of the cheesecake and doesn't go everywhere. Even though that's awesome, but I want it to kind of set a little bit. So I'm just moving it around like on the edges. And this is going to provide the like rest of the sweetness that cheesecake is lacking from lack of sugar. So this will end up perfect. Whee! Oh, if you could smell this, it is like heaven. I'm moving some of the pecans around, some of them like kind of concentrated, and then I'm just sort of smoothing out the sugar. The glaze here is just, it's already starting to thicken up, so that's perfect. So that's what I mean, you gotta work fast when you do this. Just spread it around, just even layers, just trying to make it pretty, cover up any flaws that's on there, because it happens, doesn't matter, it's cheesecake, it gets eaten. That's my philosophy with my baked goods, like, as long as it's edible, and as long as people like it, we're good to go. Whee! Perfect. Well, guys, that is my first ever pumpkin cheesecake with a maple glaze. And if you could be here, the maple glaze is fantastic. Sorry, you don't get to lick the spoon this time, Sally. But I do. Oh my god, guys, that is so good. Yes, that's powdered sugar, icing sugar to you guys in England. I use the super cost-effective that we talked about earlier, cost-effective bargain brand, best value. I just use the Food Lion stuff. Icing sugar. Ah! Guys, this looks amazing. I'm going to take pictures. Just going to check on my pumpkin pie. It's still jiggly. Oh, I'm just so proud of myself. Americans, yes, Americans. Let me catch up on the chat. What is sleep? Yes, what is sleep? I don't dare throw Allison's flower to Devontae. I dare Allison to throw flower to Devontae. Hey, Devontae, come here, babe. Come here. I got a special treat for you. I know exactly what's coming. But Devontae, don't you want to try my cheesecake? Please? What? The flower is put away. The water is turned off? Is he drunk? I think he's drunk, guys. Come look at my cheesecake. Get in here. Get your ass in here. Come on. Gosh, Devontae. I can see you with the flour. That's not flour, dumbass. It's called powdered sugar. Totally not the same thing. And look, I'm just using it as a topping. Look how pretty that is. Look, a little dusting. Look at that. Look how suspicious my husband is. Oh, horrible. I'm just so sweet, minding my own business here, doing my baking thing. Look at that. So can I. Him and I are a crazy, ridiculous relationship.
What do you want from me? Yeah, I want to see your hands. Hands up. That's a finger. Alright.
It's part of my hand.
I'm gonna stay right here.
Can you believe how mean he is? I guess I'm going to have to eat this cheesecake all by myself.
Pronounce that again?
Cheesecake. Tickle?
I heard something else.
Wow, your face.
Sound a little British, a little bit.
You're ridiculous.
Yeah, that also sounded a little British.
Your face is ridiculous.
Yes. Was my presence needed for whatever reason?
Alright, I'm gonna cut the cheesecake for
What's
Ella.
these?
Oh, don't touch it. They go on my pie. Oh, actually, you know what? That just reminded me. You're in my way.
Why'd you even call me here?
Because you're gonna try some cheesecake in like a lot of minutes.
Like Jeffrey? Jeffrey loves cheesecake.
Jeffrey loves cheesecake.
I wonder if Jeffrey will like it.
So, in America we have this show called Ina Garden.
I thought it was Barefoot Contessa.
Yeah, Barefoot Contessa. I can't remember the name of it. So when it's completely brown on top, but it's still jiggly, that's when we're gonna add in our pumpkin pie. That's when we're gonna add our streusel / crust mix, whatever the hell you want to call it. We're adding it. This shit to that shit.
That looks like soup.
It does, but it's yummy soup, so it works.
Does it? Yes. Am I in the way?
Always.
Nice.
Okay. I'm gonna move this so you can see.
Oh no, I'm on camera. Ah. Actually, it's just my torso, which I'm actually clothed now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, well, I had a robe on earlier.
Guys, feel sorry for me. I live with him.
I had a robe on earlier.
All right, so crumbles. around around the pumpkin pie. Why don't you go back to Dungeons and Dragons or
Excuse me, it's Monster Hunter?
same thing?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's similar, but not the same.
Yeah, you fight monsters, you do the things with the stuff.
Yeah, but I'm
and
not
the
a mage and
places.
magic doesn't exist.
So,
It's just brute force and technology.
sounds fun. Sounds
Yes.
fun. Splendid. Splendid.
Yep.
I like to bother him. It's a thing.
It is.
I like to offend him with his nerd culture.
Don't actually offend me.
Super offended. Look at him. He's so sad, guys.
People get sad when they get offended.
I don't mad. He's so mad, guys. Look at his jelly face. So all jelly. Look.
You can't.
Jelly face.
That was excessive.
Your face is excessive.
Apparently, I'm leaving.
Bye, Devontae. I'm gonna eat your cheesecake for you. Alright, I'm using the rest because I don't want to waste any of my yumminess. Whee! Again, just putting it around the edges in a pretty cute fall-like fashion. Americans and their sugar. Alright. And I'm putting my... I'm going to actually put those on just a little bit. I'm going to try and see if I can get this to bake like a little bit more. Because it's still pretty squishy. Oh no, it's squishy, Devontae. It's a squishy ADC. You fed too early as Thresh. League of Legends references. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it. Whee! Rambly, rambly. Look how cute this is. Oh my god, guys. Whee! Ah, this is adorable. Eek, 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 eek. And my last cute little fall pumpkin. Eek. Oh my god, this is so cute. I have my pumpkins on here. It's adorable. Okay. Into the oven I go. Whee! This looks so good. I can't wait to eat my pumpkin pie. But first, I prefer Lag of Legends. But first, you get to watch me cut this wonderful cheesecake. I guess I'm going to be enjoying it without my husband.
What? I can't pause it.
You were just in here a minute ago.
Yeah, you got my timer.
Ooh. So if you want to cut straight, like if you are hosting for like a party, what you want to do, you just want to cut straight across. And then the other way straight across. As straight as you can get. And then so on and so forth. Like that's the best way to, and then it gets stuck. And then darn, you have to eat the spoon. Oh my god, this is so good. Holy shit. Happy accidents. Yep. Whee! I'm not gonna eat, like, I don't do a whole lot of cheesecake, like I said. I'm just gonna take a small little sliver. The stool.
Which stool?
The blue.
The blue?
Obadi.
Good stuff. Wait, where?
Where'd you put my stool?
I didn't touch your stool. It's over here.
Well, why is that wrong? Yay! Thank you.
Your throne.
My throne. All right. Cheesecake time. Get yourself a plate.
How big?
This size.
Are there any more plates like that?
Mm-hmm. To the left.
I don't like it.
Well, tough tiddly.
That's a big knife.
Ooh.
I need to get you a serving knife.
Oh, I have a serving spoon.
Knife?
Knife, whatever.
Oh.
It's in there. It's our wedding one.
Oh.
Back of the silverware drawer.
It's in the back.
I love you guys.
Ah. Yeah. Oh.
Why did you take the whole thing out? It was like right there.
Because I couldn't see it. I don't feel it.
I hate when I can't feel it.
I also hate when I can't feel it.
You can always feel it though.
Only some of the time.
Only all of the time.
Some of the time.
None of the time. Look at that, guys.
That would be a terrible place to drop it. I mean, I've never cleaned cheesecake out of the keyboard before,
Just go enjoy your cheesecake.
but I feel like that'd be terrible.
It's like stuck. But at least I put the parchment down. I think it's solidified into the parchment.
I think that.
Cool.
I need a fork.
All in this.
Alright. I opened the drawer and the cabinet opened.
Devontae, can you ever just like stop failing at life?
I don't
Like,
even know what happened.
Your shirt caught this?
Maybe?
It did. I watched it happen. Here, why don't you get a fork out of the dishwasher?
Actually, I have a fork, I think.
Take your cheesecake and stop causing a disaster in my general direction. That way.
But I need water.
Well, that's too darn bad. You don't get none.
Take this.
You wrecked my show. You get none.
I didn't wreck anything.
Wreck it,
If
Ralph.
anything, I brought excitement and
Frustration.
yes, which are emotions, which every show needs emotions.
That way.
Positive or negative. Alright.
I'm blocking this way. You couldn't tell.
Why?
Why not?
See if I'll support you again.
Yeah. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. when I stream. Actually, he won't be
Yeah, I was
here.
about to say I'm not going to be here today. I'm going to be at work.
Okay. Q&A time. Ask me anything you want. Ask me how good this is. I've never liked cheesecake. First cheesecake I actually like. Right here, guys. Oh, Devontae, he opened up his, like with his shirt, like he got caught on our handle. And it moved out, and then my baking tray, my cookie sheet came tumbling out. He's just a mess. Yeah, he is. Whee! The crustiness is so good. It is?
Yeah.
Even without the sugar?
The glaze makes up for it.
I thought it would. I am a mess too, though, so it's okay. I love you too. You're amazing. Oh my god, guys. I wish you could taste this. I need just to have like a massive party so you guys can all taste this. This is insane. I told you this glaze is insane. The maple, and like I said, it's the perfect amount of sugar. And look, when I cut into it, the glaze like it melts right into it. Oh yeah. Both my YVs in one place. It's okay. I think that's how it works. Like everybody marries each other, and are all married, and that's how I think it should work. One big happy family. Y'all don't have to be married to Devontae though, so that's how that works. Unfortunately, that's just my job. So I get to marry you guys now. It's so good. Like I said, not nice to eat on stream, but this is so good. Ah. This is so good. I'm so excited. My pumpkin pie is baking. Cheesecake with a delicious maple syrup glaze. Oh, it is like fall right here in this room. Come get it, Sally. Feels. Clarissa has 4 moms. We like all claimed her at one time. For anybody not following the chat, I'm in a Harry Potter group as well. I'm obsessed with Harry Potter. In fact, yesterday at line dancing, or 2 days ago at line dancing, my friend was just asking me random questions because their friend was doing trivia and they were the phone a friend. They're like, quick, the bookstore name, like Flourish and Blots. What's this? Or did Jenny have she asked me if Jenny had a pet. I'm like, Pygmy Puff named Arnold. Got you covered. I'm like, your machine also has Google. But it is from what I love. See? Harry Potter. I can't help it. Eventually, this little guy's gonna finish baking. But in the meantime, cheesecake is afoot. Night, Jane. Thanks for stopping in. Love you, girly. I appreciate it. As soon as my cute guy comes out of the oven, I'll be able to hopefully get it to work. Fingers crossed. It looks good so far, so it should be almost done. Rumbly, rumbly in my tumbly. The crust is so good on this. You can taste the pecans or pecan. Pecan, 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 pecan. That's what it sounds like. So, ask me questions. What do you guys want to know? I promise I'm only going to be shoving my face. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Ah, this is good, brilliant with a cup of tea. You do, here. Open wide. I think Devontae broke my cabinets. Nothing. So if I ever do spiced donuts, I think I'm going to use that maple glaze recipe to coat my donuts in. I just need to get like a donut pan, because usually like you can make like cake like ones, and like once they're a little cooler to the touch, you can dip it in the glaze and then set it aside to let it dry. But oh, it's just so good. What are my plans for my birthday? That's a good question. My mom just texted me and was like, "Do you want a cake?" And I'm like, "I don't even know." I'm like, try not to think about 29 years old. Let's see what my little guy looks like. Oh, guys, this looks great. So you can do the toothpick test with this. It's getting brown on the top, which is really good. You see it's coming off like nice and, it's going to need a few more minutes because it's not like completely clear. You can see it. But almost. Yeah, we're just going to let that firm up a little bit more. Yes, you guys rock. Maple syrup. I love it. Send me lots. I will cook with it. Also, I don't think you guys invented it. More like you found a way to tap into its natural resource. The maple tree. I know it is way too expensive. Food Lion brand. Killing it with my Food Lion brand. Food Lion like better pay for an ad here for how much I'm using them. I deserve it. What? That's so good. Ah, my phone just got like covered in cheesecake. So this morning, my boss put out the Saturday schedule, and my friend and I have switched. But like everybody can see, and then and my boss is in a different state than I am, and I'm like, first I called Jeanette because I'm like, I was pretty sure we switched, and I'm not going crazy, and I called her and I'm like, Jeanette, you're working for me this Saturday, right? Like, I'm not going crazy, am I? And she's like, yeah, girl. And then she was like, no. And I'm like, girl. She's like, yeah, I'm working for you. So I call up my boss and I'm like, Chris, I think you made like a slight mistake. Jeanette's supposed to be working for me this weekend. It's like, could we like make sure she's on the schedule and not me, because I don't want to get in trouble. And he's like, oh, I even notated it. He's like, I didn't trust myself. I'm like, How do you not trust yourself? Like, you wrote it in. So I'm like, now, thankfully, she took my Saturday and I don't have to work a Saturday my entire October birthday month. Oh, why are Ravenclaw so adorable? I don't know. That's a good question. I think everybody's adorable. Like you, Sally. Ha ha ha. And you, Kelly. And you, Jane. And everybody. Everybody's adorable. Oh my gracious. Everybody's adorable. Look at yourself in the mirror. There's cute. Right there. Except Devontae, but we don't talk about that. Just kidding. Love you, honey. See, I gotta add a little bit of sass. It's in like my brand, Sassy Baker. Oh, that's so exciting. What day is your birthday? Everybody, I swear, Jane's born the same month. David. There's so many people born in October. It's awesome. Ah, that's so exciting. That's Jane's birthday. I'm born on the 15th. We're all divisible by 5. We rock. Everybody rocks. But I love October. Spooky month. We're born in spooky month. My due date was the 30th, the day before Halloween, but I just wanted to come out and enjoy fall, I guess. You and Jane are twinsies. Oh my gosh. You're crazy, Sally. We love you. You don't have to do anything for us. I don't think the cheesecake would sin really well. That's the hardest thing though, like about sending stuff. It's like cookies sin really well, but other things it's it's iffy because like that stuff's supposed to be refrigerated. So I can't send you a piece of my cheesecake. You'll just have to come and visit me and I can make you a cheesecake. And put you on my show. And show everybody how cute you are. I swear my apron doesn't like me. Here are my ankles. Oh my god, you guys are so cute. Don't even you're cute, Allison. Oh my gracious. You guys are like the cutest. Oh, I'm so glad you're watching this. Thank you so much. 3 hours and 14 minutes. This is amazing, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Pumpkin pie is almost done. Maple cheesecake. Maple pumpkin cheesecake is done. It's gonna be a party. I'm excited. I love baking. I like baking things that are just complicated and everyone's like, oh my god, why would you bake that? You can just buy one at the store and be like, yeah, and I'll just bake it and it'll be amazing. And then everyone will be like, oh my god, you're so amazing. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I know. I'm just teasing. I don't know. It's just like really rewarding when people like your stuff though, because it's like, oh, I tried. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so amazing. Ah, you making me blood over here. No, don't wrap me up in bubble wrap. I'll like play with it too much. I got bubble wrap yesterday. I told you when I started playing with it in the office, and today everybody was in the office, and I was popping the bubbles, and that was the most hilarious thing. I love ticking people off. What I live for. But they do it to me too, so. It's like karma, right? Actually, we were so busy on the phone, I hardly got to do it. I only got to do it like a couple times. And no one said anything. So, I don't think I bothered anybody too much. I think they just sort of expect me to be bothersome. Truthfully. Alright, let's see what this bad guy looks like. See if we're gonna make some pumpkin pie in this treasure right here. Oh. Oh, it's like sizzling, it's bubbly. This right here, guys, is pumpkin pie. Let me show you something cool to decorate it with. Turn off your oven. Always make sure you turn off your oven. I'm going to push all this stuff to the side to create some room. Put your yogurt away if you haven't already. Alright, let me do this real quick. Let me take a picture of what it looks like before. Look on my Facebook page if you're on my Facebook page. If not, please private message me. My name's Allison Farrell Bradley on Facebook, and I'm going to get you added to my group so that you can see my pictures and so that you can see me when I'm streaming, my streaming schedule. Don't forget to be here at 10 a.m. for tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, for some yummy pumpkin muffins to finish up pumpkin week. I love pumpkin week. All right, hang tight just one more second. All right. What I'm about to do is show you guys a really cool way to decorate your pumpkin pies. Move your trivet over. You don't want to get burned. We're just letting it cool right now. Those ginger snaps that you've probably been eating on the entire time, we're going to bring those back out. So make sure you save some. And clean off your cheesecake knife. That's a big one. Damn soap. Come on, work. Alright, we're not. Fine. My different soap thing. Alright. So I'm cleaning my knife. My soap didn't want to work, unfortunately. But then I found different soap and it worked, so we're all good. Alright. Choppity choppity time. Send me the muffins. Oh my god. If there's any left, those muffins go so fast. They go like in a snap. In a ginger snap. It's a pun. Do you get it? I love puns. Oh my god. Puns are life. I know, I'm crazy, but you guys love me. Alright, we're putting all the gingery snaps of deliciousness. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm cutting them in half, and then I'm going to show you how I place them. It's just a really cool decorating tip. So you want to find where, like, which way the grain goes. Kind of like when you see how it's kind of going up and down, like it's spiraling from down. So you want to make sure you cut along there. And I'm just going to cut it right in half. You kind of have to bear down really hard for this or else it's going to crack. But what I'm looking for is to cut it directly in half like this. Directly in half. And then set them aside. So again, find which way the grain is going, kind of like when you're doing woodwork. See how it's sort of spiraling down? And you want to cut that way. That keeps it from splintering too bad. Because sometimes if you find, like, if you don't do it the right way, it'll cut it, like, it'll break up and it won't be, like, split directly in half. And then it's going to look wonky. So, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but you don't want it to be, like, a quarter. Like, you want it to be, like, half. So, that's if you don't like the looks of it. I'm going to show you some really cute stuff, so bear with me. Let me get this chopped up. Make sure you're removing the crumbs to the side. The crumbs will sometimes get them stuck. This is adorable, Sally. I love it. Mind blown. Your face has problems, Devontae. Yeah, it does. Ooh, pizza. I love pizza. You better be sharing that as I threaten you with the knife. That's probably pretty frowned upon. Sorry, Twitch. Lobby. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, life. Wee! Rumbly rumblies in my tumblies. I cannot help it. I love Pooh Bear. I identify with Pooh Bear. Except for I'm not a big fan of honey, but I'm a big fan of food.
By the way, your brother-in-law, your mother-in-law, and your soon-to-be sister-in-law are also watching you at some point.
Ah! I'm so excited. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for watching me. Everybody who watches me, I appreciate you. So, tell your friends. Tell your family. Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
I knew you were going
there. Because everybody's going to be watching.
Apparently, we have a whole family of streamers now.
Yay! One whole family?
Yep. Did you say 1-4 family?
No! You little hole. Get your mind ass out of here.
My what?
You're ruining my stream. Go away.
I'm not ruining anything.
Gosh, Devontae, you're ruining everything.
I bring flavor to the stream.
Yeah, the flavor of specialty. Hey, can you move the trivet over here, please?
No, because apparently I bring nothing to the stream.
Do you want more cheesecake? I suggest you stop.
Threatening me with cheesecake?
I am threatening you with cheesecake because it works.
So maybe to eat one of these ginger snaps.
That was the look of, yeah, you better walk away. Alright, so bring all your lovely ginger snaps over here. Okay. Here we go. So we got our cute pumpkins, and they're all baked, and it's all cute. Ah, thanks for helping me pick the shapes, guys. You rock. What we're doing here, taking our half and just sticking it right in here. Kind of like get it in the center there. Doesn't have to be perfect. And we're just going around. Whee! Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, just a couple bits apart. This is also really good to help for serving purposes if you're serving a large party. Unless your brother freaking picks it off, like the little asshole that he is. I mean, oh, sorry, like the brother that he is. Sorry, guys. I know I need to keep my language down, but it's so hard. I don't know how people do it. By not swearing, Devontae said. How does one do that? That sounds impossible. I know you don't. Ah, I've never done it with the pumpkins before, so just lift up your pumpkins. Wee, just move them slightly. That works. Just move your pumpkin slightly. Oh my gosh, guys, this is amazing. I cannot wait to taste this. All the ginger snap. Okay, and in the middle, I like to do a design. So pick 4 of the ginger snaps that you like the most, like that are kind of the prettiest. I like to make the ones that are like super, like uniform, like just really pretty. And then just 4. Do you want water in your face? Yes, that is exactly that look. Like I said, just go through, pick your favorites. If you run out, just chop up some more. So I picked out 4, and if you can see it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pattern. So first, what it's going to end up looking like is like this, and then the other 2 are going to go that way. So I will demonstrate here in just a minute. I'm just trying to make this like a little bit more perfect. There we go. All right. All right, and what you're going to want to do now is, as hard as it is, that's our cheesecake. See the pretty pattern with the in the middle? We got our pumpkins, we got our ginger snaps all the way around. So this is super cute. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover it in foil. This is going to make, it's going to cook the rest if there's anything left that needs to be cooked. And then it's also going to make these ginger snaps really moist. It's just going to melt in your mouth when you eat them. Trust me, you're going to love it. And if you don't, more for me. So cover it up with aluminum foil. I promise your patience, Sally, will pay off if you do this. And you will thank me for it. It just provides like the perfect texture. So anybody have any questions for me? Anything else you want to know about pumpkin pie, baking, life, lessons? I don't know. Whee! Scoot that aside. Make sure it's nice and covered up, guys. Make sure your oven's off. Make sure you put your cold ingredients away. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, I'm making pumpkin muffins. Be here or be square. Well, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Just be here. 10 a.m. Eastern, right in my kitchen. We're going to have some pumpkin muffins for brunch. My breakfast, because I know I'll be sleeping in if my cat allows me this time.
Did you know that the phrase
Bye-bye.
be there, be square makes sense because you'll be square because you won't be around.
Yeah. Please feel sorry for me, guys. If you want to subscribe and donate to my sadness fund because I have to live with that, I would greatly appreciate it. Just kidding. But please tell all your friends. I definitely want to make this my career. I definitely want to be a baker. It's something I love to do. So please support me. I love you. Please ask me any questions. If anything you want to know, anything I can help you with. Don't forget I said yes twice. Yes to what? More pie. You spelled more wrong, Devontae.
No, I spelled it right.
No. You need more English.
Your English is not for me.
I'm not even English. Sorry. His proposal in the final I do. Yes, that's true. I did have to say yes. Actually, it was more like 3 times. We got married by the court, and then because our officiant wasn't able to get, he did the officiant license in Georgia where he lived and didn't transfer over to Virginia, so whatever nonsense. So they gave us a like pretty copy that he could sign, and we still haven't gotten that signed, Devontae. Yeah, my husband. But thank you guys so much for being with me. Thank you for following me. Please ask your friends to follow me. I'm begging. Sorry. Also, pie, giveaways, fun. As soon as I make something that's giveawayable, I think I'm gonna try to do one like once a month. Like maybe like I'm gonna have to research it on how the major streamers do it. But please follow me. Do all the things. Alright, bye guys. Have a good night. Thank you so much for being with me. Pumpkin pie, 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, right here in my kitchen. And we're going to make some pumpkin muffins with powdered sugar to go on top. It's going to be amazing. I love you too. Thank you. Bye guys. Thank you. Oh, I love you too. Oh my goodness. You guys are so sweet. I love you so much. Good night. Oh, them's fighting words. Bye, guys. I love you all.